Good morning.
Good morning. Another gorgeous, gorgeous day here in Las Cruces. Good morning, Gaetan.
Good morning, Katie. Ladies and gentlemen, I
Yes,
have the good opportunity to visit Las Cruces about in October, around October 12th. And beside Katie, it's a marvelous place, and the people there are very, very nice people.
yes,
And they are very relaxed. It's not stressed like New York.
yeah.
It's very
Or
relaxed.
Chicago. It's pretty stressful in Chicago. Maybe
Yes.
not in the suburbs, but yeah, very
No,
laid back, very manana.
it's very laid back and very friendly, and they are very open, heart, open heart, and welcoming. And my 24-hour trip there or visit there was short, but every single moment of it, from my arrival at the hotel to the my departure with Julian, was nice, very, very welcoming, and it's beautiful place there, and I enjoy every single moment of it. So Kathy now has her house there, and
Yes,
Kathy now is back in the saddle,
yeah.
running the show, and be the influencer she always been. And she's done with moving. She's done with this and that. Now she's all with us live.
Yes, and focusing on follow the dog, follow the dog.
Yes,
All of our dreams are coming true, Gaetan, and I'm so excited about all of that. It seems like everything that we've been hoping for and looking for is all coming together now. We're manifesting such wonderful things. Yeah,
yes.
yeah, it is exciting.
Do you have an announcement by any chance?
Well, I was going to save it until the end, but I should say
Okay,
it now. Well,
okay,
uh,
okay.
okay.
Dear friend, stay until the end.
Yes, so that you
We
can hear a
have
great announcement about
we have
Facebook.
a spectacular announcement,
Yeah.
and I'm very privileged to be involved with the Dog Connection TV. Thanks to Kathy and her persistence
Yeah.
to hook me and grab me in this thing and bring me in like, ah,
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
whoopee.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy for that.
Uh, hey,
Thank
look
you.
who we have with us today. We have Muka. He
Hi.
actually, hi Muka. Muka is the veterinarian that is coming to Barkhouse. Hi Muka,
Good morning.
and we also have
Hey, Sebastian.
Sebastian. We haven't seen you for a while. How have
Hey,
you
mate.
been?
How you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah.
Nice to see
And
you.
my brother Ron. We
Hey,
everybody's
Ron.
here today. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So today we're going to be talking about some canine news and things that are going on. But
Hmm.
first, we wanted to recap where Gaetan was when he said that he was in Las Cruces. There was a reason for it. He didn't just come to visit; he came to work and to also film the behind the scenes of what happens. Now, we've formed a relationship with Barkhouse, which is my lifelong friend Kelly Barker, and she's the founder of Barkhouse. And what she does is she transports dogs from Las Cruces that may or may not have were scheduled to be euthanized, but more than likely they are. And she makes arrangements for them to be transported to different parts of the country through different flight transporters. One
Hmm.
of them happens to be Julian Javon, which is pet rescue pilots. And Gaetan flew in to be able to capture firsthand what it would be like to, what behind the scenes, what kind of work it takes. And if anybody knows anything about documentaries, Gaetan has done over 400 of them. When you do a documentary, you have a lot of footage, and it could be hours and hours of tape, but you might only get a small segment of it. And it's up to the producer and the director to decide what is the most important content. So what Gaetan does is he makes things into snippets. So today what you're going to see is another part of what he sees, and then eventually it will all be put together. But today is an overview of what he saw from his viewpoint of this flight, and this is from a third party looking at it. It's going to blow you away. I just love the work that Gaetan does. So can we show that first? And
Sure.
first I want to say, uh, Good morning. And I'm moving with the mark. You're right, Sebastian. Sebastian is my bonus son. So, okay, let's go ahead and let's share this video. I don't think there's the sound.
Oh, stop it.
No, it's there.
Yeah, it starts slowly.
I founded the organization Pet Rescue Pilots, and it's founded for a couple of different reasons. One is knowing that there are areas in the country that suffer from overcrowded shelters and a high euthanasia rate of pets in their shelters. And then there are areas in the country where there's just there's undeniably a lack of dogs and adoptable dogs and cats. So I noticed that with my flying, I was able to cut down on the distances between these areas and the time travel. And so I was regularly doing trips up to from Central Valley of California up to Washington State, Western Canada, etc. And now I have a great partnership with Barkhouse, New Mexico, so we're doing flights regularly out of New Mexico as well. Oh my God, look at the eyes.
Oh, just the opposite of the sibling.
Wait, really?
Yeah, the other one is blue on the top.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, you guys need nail trim.
Oh my gosh, you know what? I gotta get a picture of that.
Okay, well, we have more for you. We have more.
She's about a year old.
Okay, they are going to have to use some of the other crates, but he just meant the two big, not all the dogs, the two big dogs. Okay. Good. There you go. Come on, Jada. Go, Jada. Go, Jada.
I'm from Barkhouse. We're the nonprofit organization who is flying the, and well, we partner with Pet Rescue Pilots, and we're the ones supplying the animals to fly them to the places like California and to our receivers. They're coming from our foster network mostly. So we have a team of fosters that take care of the puppies and dogs that come to us, and so we kind of coordinate with all of them to arrive here at the airport, and then we ship them to. Like today, we're shipping to Helen Woodward Animal Center in San Diego, California. Here in southern New Mexico and in the Southwest in general, we have a major pet overpopulation issue, and so it's not difficult to find the supply of animals to bring, into our foster network, into our, our overall Barkhouse network. And so, in coordinating with all of those people, we bring the dogs here and then we ship them to, areas where they'll have a better chance of finding a home instead of our at-risk area here in Las Cruces. Unfortunately, you don't want to say it, but more than likely they'll end up long-term in a shelter system where they run the risk of disease or any number of unpleasant outcomes, the worst of which being euthanasia, which far too many animals are being euthanized due to just a lack of space. transport is the thing that can actually cut into the pet overpopulation right now. We can ship out, between 20 to 65 to 70 animals at any given time, and we're trying to do it where we can do it weekly, and so we can really take, the shelter population, which usually sits between 300 and 400 animals, and if we're chipping away at that weekly 70, 65 animals, whatever we can accommodate, we can really make waves and, create that space that's very badly needed. Flying is great. I mean, it allows us to reach a much further, further destinations in a short amount of time. Transport by and large, if we're doing it by ground, where we're going today, that would be a 10-hour drive. So we're going to be able to get these animals from Las Cruces, New Mexico today to Helen Woodward there in San Diego in 3 hours time. So it's a lot better for them. It's easier on the animal, number one. But then, so many of our receiver destinations are kind of further away, Pacific Northwest, Idaho, Colorado. So it allows us to extend our reach and be able to accomplish our mission.
And now I have a great partnership with Barkhouse, New Mexico, so we're doing flights regularly out of New Mexico as well, which is another heavy burden location in the shelter system. So that is what the organization does, and my time is fully volunteered for flying in.
What's it going to maintain 50400?
Today we have a rather unusual trip for me. Well, it's becoming more usual now with this amazing partnership with Barkhouse and Helen Woodward in the San Diego area, but typically I wouldn't fly dogs to California, but the assignment today is we have a number of litters. We have 25 puppies on this flight, puppies that are 8 to 10 weeks old, and we don't have a lot of puppies in the city shelters in San Diego and Los Angeles, and a lot of people are looking to adopt puppies. But what they'll do in those areas is they'll turn to a breeder. What we're doing here is we're allowing them to adopt locally there, and we're making sure that these have a chance because there's an abundance of puppies here.
Hi, my name is Julian Javor, and it was a good dog day today. It certainly was. For 25 times a good dog day today.
Isn't that great? Hey, everyone, let us know if you like that or not. I think that was just wonderful. We know sometimes that, you think, well, I can't hear or whatever. You're outside, and Gaetan, by the way, he had a GoPro and his phone. And all the footage and everything was done on 4K. And you think about it, could you have done that years ago? Wouldn't you have had like a unbelievable amount of equipment you'd have to bring with?
And a crew.
And a crew.
So
yeah.
I packed in a small day backpack, very small backpack, 3 camera, a digital recorder, a microphone, and cable, and a laptop, and my clothing for the 2-day trip. And I use every single piece of it.
Yeah.
And despite the fact that I have all the pieces, the next trip I will need a little bit more pieces, like a windshield for the microphone, a clip-on microphone instead of an handheld, and but I try to do the best out of the circumstances. And because of the coronavirus and the limitation we have, it's difficult to get a crew and to have working with us. So in a normal quote-unquote production will require 5-7 people to work as a crew. And in the context of what we were doing, I felt it would be too invasive. So there's already like a dozen people between the carrier, the bus who transport the puppies, and the plane. There was already like a dozen people there. Adding another 7 people to that would have been a little bit too crowded and too difficult to control and maintain. So I was more like a fly on the wall as approach, and I was more trying to capture the feel and the intention of the moment in this video. So there's a glitch which was not in the preview, and the title of Pet Rescue Pilots and Julian Javar stayed too long on the video. So I apologize for that. It was not during the preview. I don't know what happened, but things like that happen sometime. I will correct that and repost the video with the correction. The objective here is you saw at the end of the video the Helen Woodward Foundation. Is that the right name?
It's Helen Woodward Animal Center. I had to put myself on mute because the dogs, I have 5 dogs and 2 cats, and there they go. Woo!
They were arguing about each other.
Kelly's coming home, that's why.
That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a expression of joy.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're doing a live broadcast, by the way.
So you can't very well. And
So-
today, okay, go ahead.
So what I was saying at the end, we said the Ellen Woodward.
Animal Center.
Thank you, Animal Center, and our objective is to be at the Ellen Woodward in middle of November, like exactly a month after the puppy arrived, and have an update and see what's going on with these puppy. How many are still there? How many has been adopted or foster? And that's the objective, to figure a way to get there around November 12th. That will be the ideal calendar date to do that. And again, I'll be there with my own self as the crew.
Yeah.
And I'll try to do better than I just did in Las Cruces and improve with the sound. Things happen like
Well,
that.
you're beating yourself up for nothing. I think it's just wonderful. Just the fact that we have this footage and everything else. Our goal, folks, is we have a Good Dog Day show, or the Good Dog Day show, which this is part of the components of it. And what we're doing is we're creating Follow the Dog, where when the dog is, in this case, the dog is a puppy, and it was being saved from being euthanized. We'd like to know what happens to these puppies once they are rescued, and do they get into a good home, and what kind of people are these that have adopted them, and do they have the potential to help other people?
Right.
Because if they do, then here you found a dog that could have been really euthanized, is now servicing somebody that really needs their help. And that's where the beauty comes in, and we really like that.
And it was a Good Dog Day.
Yeah.
On October 12th for these dogs.
Yes.
So that's the purpose of the show. It's giving some moment of positivity and joy and hope, because these animals were destined for euthanasia, basically. But the chance, 80% chance they would have been
euthanized. Yeah, we knew what you mean.
Disposed of.
Yes, right. Yeah.
Let me.
Yeah. And by the way, I should tell you that the history on some of these dogs that you might not know, and for those of you that have ever been involved with rescues, many times these are ones where, especially with puppies, people find that they didn't have their dogs spayed and neutered, so they go ahead and they get pregnant, and now they've got all these dogs. That we've got one right now that had 13 puppies. So here's 13 puppies that you didn't think were going to be coming, and it's all cute and wonderful and everything when you first have it, and they're nice and you can take care of them. But it's a nightmare to be able to try and take care of 13 puppies or any puppies. So many people, because they didn't count on having this dog be pregnant, they go ahead and they they want the animals destroyed. So some take them, put them in a bag, put them in the desert. They'll do these awful, terrible things. So it's these people that find these dogs that want to have a better life for them. And then you've got Barkhouse, who has these foster homes that brings these dogs in there, gets them vetted, and gets them to give them an opportunity to have a good life. And, that kind of segues into also our show for today, which is the Canine News. This week is Senior Dog Week, honoring senior dogs. And because I have a senior, he's 14 years old. Hey, I understand. I'm 74 years old. I understand what it's like to have aches and pains, can't get out of bed, can't get up from the floor and get up because it hurts. So when a dog gets older, things happen. They can't see, they don't hear well, they wobble, they can't do things they did before. Their appetites are not as good. They get fat. They don't get the exercise they had before. So what happens to a lot of seniors? People say, oops, this dog's too old. I can't have fun with him anymore. I'm going to give him up and get a new one. That makes those who are rescuers, how could you do that? You've had this dog with you all your life. How do you do it? But there are some wonderful groups that come along and they say, we're not going to let that happen. So we'll take these seniors in, regardless of what their health is, and we'll carry them through all the way through hospice care, palliative care, and we'll give them a life that is comfortable. Not trying to find an adoption for them at the time they bring them in, but knowing that this dog has a home for the rest of their life. So this week, between now and I think November 4th, is Senior Dog Week. So we wanted to show some things. I'm going to show something about Lily's legacy. This is a woman that I really admire her for. She started this whole thing a while ago with a shelter, and she's been doing it every week, or every year, I should say, since then. So here's a little video that I think we might like to watch.
Dogs lie beside the door. They toss and turn and scratch and snore. They fight again their puppy wars. Playful battles rage.
Whoops.
Buffer.
Yep, not sure why. It'll come on in a second, folks. Oh, well. That was a cute one.
Old dogs lie alone at night. They tuck their tails, they curl up tight. They howl when moons are full and bright, and recall when they were lovers. Old dogs have a song to sing. Old dogs like most everything. They care not what the weather brings, except when it is thunder. Old dogs look you in the eye. They hold your heart, they never lie. They bark at planes up in the sky and wish that they were flyers. Old dogs dream about the past when they frolic fields of golden grass and chase the icy winter's blast to lie by home fires burning. Old dogs wander off alone. Old dogs know the way back home. The slightest scent, the buried bone, the hunter home returning. Old dogs come, old dogs go. Old dogs always seem to know that love is life's most precious flow. Love is worth waiting. When their time on earth is through, old dogs are forever true. And round the bend they wait for you, come some tomorrow morning. When their time on earth is through, old dogs are forever true. And round the bend they wait for you, come some tomorrow morning.
Oh, wow.
When their time on earth is through, old dogs are forever true. Round the bend they wait for you, come some tomorrow morning.
Okay, I wanted to show that. I'm going to put the link into here so that everybody can go ahead, and if you can maybe help this group, I really, really was excited about them. What do you think, Gaetan?
Definitively. It's very, very sad, the idea of disposing of a dog because it's too old to our judgment, and it's a bad judgment for me.
Yeah.
And okay, I have a question for you in this context.
Okay.
Kathy, you're a wise lady. Wisdom is part of your DNA. What is the most important thing in life?
Happiness.
There's something else, which is, I think, if you don't have it, you cannot have happiness.
Compassion, empathy.
But you need this little thing there that
Love.
without which,
love.
Even love, if you don't have this little thing there.
Sex. What? What?
They told me about you. Ladies and gentlemen, Kathy spoke.
Okay, if my brother is watching, then he's going to make a smart comment, I can tell.
Mm-hmm. Well deserved, by the way.
Yeah, right. Well, what?
Okay. Let's be serious for 1 second. What is the most important thing in life?
Well, it's to help each other. Come on.
Life itself.
Okay.
Without which, there's no life. So whatever we do to preserve life is the best thing we can do, because when we are alive, we can love, we can have compassion, we can help, we can serve, we can be comfort, we can be kind. But if we're not alive, none of that matter.
That's true. That's true.
Same with the dog. When when somebody selfishly, may I say that, declare that the dog is too old and they want to dispose of the dog, that's really, really cruel. It's very, very cruel. And just think about. Thank you, Ron, for the comment. And thank you, Kathy, for posting the comment. While I have like a moment of seriousness.
I guess I guess I must be in one of those moods. Well, hey, poop, happy bowels in a dog is a very significant thing, because otherwise you got diarrhea all over the house because they can't hold it and yada yada. But you're absolutely right. Yeah, like we're talking about the spiritual side of things, and I'm very understanding of that. When if we have people around us, the more we give back to help people without expecting anything in return, the more comes to us in the long run. So you're right, being happy with life itself and accept exactly who you are for what you are and not wanting anything more, then that's excitement. And if you can be around yourself all day long, then imagine how lucky those dogs are to be around you.
Uh, I will make a link to something you think it's not related, but it's a link with the Holocaust.
Okay.
People in the concentration camp at the time of the Holocaust, the saying was, as long as there's life,
Yeah.
there's hope.
Hmm.
And the same thing with animal, pet, human. As long as they are alive, as long as we are alive, there's hope.
Right.
And don't discard a dog like you discard your car. That's not nice.
Yeah.
You spend maybe 5, 6, 10 years with the dog. You have 5, 10 years of joy and happiness with the dog, and comical moment and less comical moment, but you have a good memory of that. And then you say, okay, thank you, bye. I can dispose of you. You're just an object, and I don't need you anymore. Bye bye.
Right.
Dumpster, plastic bag, euthanasia. Yeah, why not?
And
Uh,
people don't understand what happens to that dog. Emotionally, they shut down. They've never seen a dog in a shelter that has been relinquished, especially because of age.
right.
They don't understand that, and your heart breaks for them. And the rescuers, they go home every night crying, thinking
Mhm.
about, oh my gosh, how am I going to help this dog? I've got to find a way for them. So kudos to those rescues that take care of the older dogs, especially with it being Senior Dog Week. I know that we were going to go into a lot more of canine news, so we'll do that next week because there's one more subject we want to talk about today
Ma-
before we
Yeah,
end.
I have one more comment,
Yes, go ahead.
if I may. There's many story of a dog separated from the family for
Right.
some external reason, and end up like being hundreds miles away and finding their way back to their mother and father or their house or their home. So imagine the dog that you dispose of. Is the dog will not try to figure a way back home with you when he's alive?
Yes.
So that's my closing statement here.
Yeah. Well, I want to share a little bit with you guys. During the week, I got a call from Facebook, and it was from their Leaders Network. And Facebook said that we have been selected, as we have been nominated. The Dog Connection TV has been nominated to be part of their Leaders Network. So we had to go through an interview process. So I got a call. A couple days later, we went through an hour and a half of questions and everything. And then at the very end, Trevor said, well, we want to welcome you to Facebook's Leaders Network. Now, what that means is that we've been chosen out of 5,000 others that will be in the network that will help other pet-related pages with their relationship with Facebook and social media. So we feel that this is an honor for us because we work very hard. And for those of you that don't remember, we lost our page. We had our page unpublished, and Sebastian remembers that too. He had his page unpublished and never got it back. Well, after 16 appeals, we were able to get our page back, but we lost. It was the one question that I was asked was, what was it like? What was the driving force of the Dog Connection? Is it to make money? Is it education? Or is it really just passion? And I said, it's empathy and compassion as well as passion. And he asked me, what was it like to have lost the page? And I said, to me, it was like my house burned down. I couldn't get everybody out. Everybody was perished, and I couldn't let people know what happened because there was no way to let them know. It ate at me so much that because I felt like everything was taken. We had over 5,000 petagraphs. We had a lot of videos. We had a lot of things, but we still stuck with it. Gaetan and I were diligent for 2 months, diligent about getting the legal side of it and saying, you can't do this to us. Tell us what we've done, because you know yourself, nobody's perfect. And if we made a mistake, okay, then let us know what we did and we'll correct it, but don't destroy us. And they chose to bring us back in, and it turned out that it was a technology issue. It had nothing to do with a
The
decision.
content, yeah.
Right. So, and then of course afterwards, we had our page reach was about 5 million at that time, and we went down to 16,000. We lost a little over 100,000 fans, but we picked ourselves up, dusted ourselves off, and we moved forward again. And here we are a year later, because by the way, it was a year, October 21st, that this had happened. I don't know if you know that or not,
I
Gaetan,
remember, yeah.
but it was. And so here we are now, and we're going strong. And again, now we're being able to bring together all the things we wanted to do. So that was it. That's all I wanted to say. And thanks to my brother, Ron. Hooray for us. So
And
I
thank
think,
you, Kathy, for doing what you do and be who you are. And
well,
that's that. You're the driving force. You know, you're the driving force. You're the inspiration. You're the motivator. You're the
right.
inspirator. You're
Yeah.
all of the above during behind the dog connection. And congratulations, you
Well,
deserve it.
you know what it is, Gaetan? When I first started this, and this is just for you folks on a personal level, when first started this, it wasn't about making money. It was about bringing people together that were dog lovers. And now here we are, because it started in the Dog Connection TV started in 2012, so we're over 10 years old on everything, and we haven't made money, and that wasn't our goal. Well, now Facebook is saying to us, in order for us to be sustainable and to be a leader in the Leaders Network, we're going to have to start making money. And I know my brother is saying, Yahoo! Yeah. And all my friends at Gaetan too, because Gaetan has been saying, we need to make money. But that was not where my heart is at. My heart was always in just the education. So in the future, we're going to ask you to, if we want to continue to keep our shows on that, we're going to design some merchandise that will be something that you will be proud to support, because you know that it will be helping other animals. Okay, so that's it. That's all I have to say for today. Any closing
Congratulations.
Thank you, and congratulations to you too, partner.
Congratulations to you.
Yeah. And by the way, we forgot to mention that Roman is not with us today, but he'll be with us next.
Oh yeah, he got a brand new house.
He bought a 100-year-old home in
Yes.
Oregon, and it's on beautiful property, and he's renovating it all, and it's going to be a peaceful, holistic haven for people and dogs for healing. So we support him 100%, and we'll look forward to having him on next week.
Thank
Okay.
you. Good luck, Roman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So
Thank
that's
you,
it for
Kathy.
today. Thanks, Gaetan. Bye.
Congratulations again.
Same to you. Bye.
Bye-bye.